I hate this scene so much. Oh my god. This looks so cheesy. Like, it just looks so slow. But it looks quick. I like it. And then Acolyte might be peak lightsaber duels. Hold on. Ever since the sequel trilogy, Star Wars lightsaber battles have been such a controversial topic. The sequel trilogy does not have any of the best choreo in my opinion. The Last Jedi Throne Room theme is fucking garbage. So we're gonna take a look at some duels from Ahsoka, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and all of the Acolyte duels to see what I think about the lightsaber duels. Now, there are some duels that are from this era that I really liked at the time, and then I kind of rewatched them and was like, this actually did not look as good as I remember. One of those being Obi-Wan and Vader. So, again, I picked out some duels, so we're just going to take a look at them. The first duel on the chopping block is Ahsoka and Marok, round 1. Now, I was in the car on my way to an appointment that I had, and I was watching this on Twitter because somebody had reposted the fight saying, yo, this does not look good at all. And I rewatched it and I was like, oh, no, it looks fine to me. But then I started rewatching it again and I was like, I might have to take a look at this again. So let's take a look at the first round. Marok is so cool, bro. He's so cool. Okay, not too bad so far. We got Hera. So far, this looks fine. Okay, I think this is where the duel starts to look a little bit weird. Let me go back. Hold on. I feel like, okay, one of the complaints that I've heard about Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka is that she moves very slow with a lightsaber. And I think over time, I've started to agree with that. Ahsoka should be quicker, especially with that combo she just did, like that 3P combo she just did. And I know you can't always match animation up to live action, but we've seen what we can do with the prequels. So, and Nick Gillard is still around, you know what I mean? So, I don't know, but also they are using like FX sabers, like heavier sabers, and you can kind of tell that these sabers are heavier to use for certain people. One of them being Rosario Dawson. Okay, he dies. Okay, that looks pretty cool. That was cool. I do feel like certain, like when it comes to rotational movements with lightsabers, Rosario Dawson, like her lack of speed starts to show for sure. That was a really cool moment. I always love that moment. That was really cool. That was definitely very Ahsoka of her. But that was Marok and Ahsoka round 1. I think out of 10 lightsabers, I'd probably give it like a 7 out of 10 lightsabers. I think it was fine. I think a majority of it was fine. But again, I do think that when it comes to certain rotational and like combo moves that are choreographed, Rosario Dawson does look a little bit slow. I think Marok could have been a little bit faster, but like from a production standpoint, if they're both trying to match their pace, unfortunately, the slower person is going to have priority because if they can't go as fast, then they can't go as fast. It has to match. The tempo has to match. You know what I mean? So next up, we have Ahsoka Tano and Baylan Skoll. Rest in peace to the Baylan Skoll actor for sure.
How inevitable.
She's going with the single-bladed saber. No Shoto saber at the moment. They're sizing each other up right now. Using the Schwartz. I love Baylan Skoll's character design. He looks so cool, bro. One thing I will note is that you can definitely see like the samurai kenjutsu influence on like these lightsaber duels for sure, which I do definitely think is a good thing. I just hope that like as lightsaber duels progress, like we don't forget about like the canon forms. Now I know they're not obviously like real forms, but like I don't think everybody should look like a samurai. You know what I mean? That was fine. Again, her rotations do look a little slow. I won't lie. I'm probably gonna keep saying that throughout this video. But this is a very standoffish duel. That was nice right there. That was very nice. Yeah, so boom, this moment right here, that just felt kind of unnecessary. It felt like if Ahsoka had its version of like the spinning around from Book of Boba Fett, it would be that moment right there. Let me go back. Like, it just looks so slow, and then that overhead slash, like, Rosario Dawson just looks slow. I really hate to say it, but she just looks slow doing some of these movements.
Your legacy, like your master's, was one of death and destruction.
Woof! Nice little kicks there. Now, I will say this. This is something that I really do wish that they would keep consistent. Ahsoka and Baylan Skoll in particular should have a prequel-esque dueling style. Because, canonically, Ahsoka was trained during the height of the Jedi Order. So, all of the best duelists, she was trained around them, with them, and in that era. So was Baylan Skoll. He was a part of the Jedi Order. So we should be seeing here, canonically, a very similar prequel-esque fighting style and just choreo. This definitely looks like something you would see in the original trilogy, but I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing, because the original trilogy was limited by technology and just like what do we want a lightsaber duel to look like, and I think the sequels perfected. I think the prequels perfected that. What fully trained, Force-attuned Jedi and Sith should look like. So I do definitely think that this fight should have looked a lot more like a prequel era fight. She burns her hand. I don't know why she couldn't just use the Force, but
That was unwise.
I agree. We got a Shin baddie in the back.
Get them back.
W.
It didn't need to come to this. But you know no other way.
Stop!
And then we got Sabine in the back fumbling, I think. I don't remember exactly what happens.
Destroy it!
Oh yeah, she doesn't destroy it, she gives it to them. I just remembered.
Step away from her!
Yeah. Now, I definitely do think it makes sense for Baylan to be very... He kind of has like a style reminiscent of Darth Vader in that he's not very flashy, but his strikes are very powerful. Baylan's a stocky guy, you know what I mean? So it does make sense for him to overpower Ahsoka. I just do think that like Rosario Dawson should be quicker as Ahsoka, and I definitely think that we could have gotten. I don't think Rosario Dawson was the ideal choice for Ahsoka. I think there might have been many other talents that could have played Ahsoka. But yeah, you know, it's fine. I definitely think I would put this out of 10 lightsabers. I think I would give it another 7. Like it wasn't mind blowing. It was fun. It's just Rosario Dawson just looks slow. But this is perfect because immediately after this duel, we have one of my favorite duels in all of Star Wars. Ahsoka and World Between Worlds Anakin. Now, when this first came out, I'm not gonna lie, I did cry. To see Hayden Christensen again being able to play Clone Wars Anakin and bridging the gap between George Lucas's movies and Dave Filoni's show with the Clone Wars, it was just a masterclass of a performance. It was so good. I loved it so much. And to see Nightfall, Anakin, and a what if Darth Vader never lost to Obi-Wan kind of thing, it was just a beautiful thing to see in live action. So we're gonna take a look at this duel right now.
All right.
Oh my god, he looks so good, bro.
What's the lesson, Master?
Got that Revenge of the Sith fit on, bro. Or die. Yeah.
I won't fight you.
Yes, you will. I've heard that before. Now I do love the way that he starts off this duel. He looks like he looks like he's mastered his sword, his gem. So he just looks like that guy. Like he looks so precise. And it's just I'm gonna be good at Anakin a lot, bro. I love that sideways stance. Hayden Christensen is the GOAT, bro. Look at him go! Look at him go! Look at him go! Look at him go! He did that. He did that. Bah, 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 bah. I hit something. Uh-oh. What I hit? Anyway, I just think he looks so competent. He looks like he never... So that's what I'm saying. Like, Hayden Christensen looks like he did in the prequels. And, like, even the director of this scene told him that he had to slow down. So, like, if he was ready to match, like, the prequel pace, and this is what I'm talking about, these two should be clashing like how they did in the prequels, for sure. Let me rewind that. Hold on. Yeah. Look at him go. I love when he did that. I love when he did that. Boom. And then, like, I love when he did that. That was so sick. Hold on. Oh, my gosh. Dude, he looks so good. He did his behind the back. Yes. And I love that. I love that scene when he's just kind of like just blocking. Because if you guys don't know, Anakin had the ability to see things. He had the ability to see things before they happened. So it just goes to show like how, like lore-wise, how much better of a duelist Anakin is. Because he just looks like he's predicting her movement. It just looks so good. Let's rewind. Hold on. Boom. Boom. Oh my god, it just looks so good. Now, one thing I will say is you can definitely kind of see that his performance is amazing, first of all. But you can definitely see how it is a little bit different than the prequels because he's using an effect saber. It does look a little bit heavier. Now, he's still using it with ease, but you can kind of just tell, like, if you swing a stick and then you swing like a pole, you'll see that even though you can swing both with ease depending on the person, they'll still look very different to swing. And then he gets kicked right here in the face with a tornado round.
Looks like you don't have much left to offer.
Girl, you don't even know.
I haven't taught you everything yet.
You look so good, bro. Tell you, bro.
Back to the beginning.
Back to the beginning.
I
Man.
gave you a choice.
Live or die. Now, seeing Anakin Skywalker in his Revenge of the Sith fit with his red saber, bro, dream come true. And then we have the child Gamora actor as Ahsoka here, so we do get to see two different actors doing the swordplay.
Or die. Incorrect.
Now, I will know, I do think that I think her name is Amanda Green. I'm not sure, but I do like the way that she used the sabers. She did look very quick, but you can also tell she was unbalanced and rageful. So I do like that, but she did look pretty quick with the lightsaber. So I did like that. She did a good job there. Oh man, here we go. Oh, and the breathing in the background, dude, so sick, bro. Oh my god, so well done.
You lack conviction.
Oh my gosh. Bro, he looks so good, bro. I will know. I think they repeated that move actually. I'm looking. I just realized now. I think I just clocked this, but that like, boom, boom into the behind the back. Let me see. Yeah, that's how he started it. But he just looks so good doing it, bro. She just looks slow rotationally, like I said.
Time to die.
Now, I will know, I don't think I've ever been too much of a fan of this scene. Obviously, like, Ahsoka is gonna come out on top in this duel because one, he's teaching her. He's trying to teach her how to fight to survive, and unfortunately, how to fight to kill. But obviously, if Anakin wanted to go full on fight to the death, he would come out on top. I just do feel like they could have made that last scene look a little bit more believable. It just looked a little too slow. And then we have the beautiful Sith eyes with Ahsoka. And I do like how they showed her being able to disarm Anakin. Even though I do think it did look a little bit cheesy, I'm glad they kept that they were able to reference her ability to disarm Force users using a lightsaber. I think that was great.
I choose to live.
You go, girl. Look at Hayden, bro. Being able to channel the light and dark.
There's hope for you yet.
Whew. Okay, so for the rating of that duel, I'm going to give it 8.5 out of 10 lightsabers. I just think that Hayden Christensen wielding a lightsaber is just phenomenal every time. He did an amazing job. He doesn't look like a day off of the prequel set. So he looks absolutely phenomenal there. No criticisms for Hayden. Like I said, I do think that Rosario Dawson looks a little bit slow. And if she was faster, then the director probably would not have told Hayden to slow down. I think overall, it's a good fight. Definitely a higher tier on the Disney end. Now, on the topic of Vader, we have Obi-Wan versus Darth Vader from the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Now, I will note, when this fight came out at first, I did want to cry. Just being able to see this in live action, you know, it was great, especially with the whole like scenes at the end. If you know, you know. But I rewatched it the other day, and I was like, oh, this actually was not as good as I remember it. So this is definitely one of those fights I might have a mixed opinion on. I do think canonically, they should have made this fight like a vision or like a nightmare, because we do know that Obi-Wan did have trouble sleeping and he did constantly have nightmares and stuff like that. So I do think that this would have been better as like a vision or like a premonition or something, because Obi-Wan should not have won this duel. Let's be flat out. Obi-Wan is kind of like Anakin's weak spot, but mind you, Obi-Wan could barely lift a rock at the start of the series. So I know he's a Jedi Master and I know he's the master of his form. I do think that logistically Vader should have won. He's always on that Imperial command shuttle. And this is Hayden in the suit from what I remember. This is Ewan and Hayden dueling.
Have you come to destroy me, Obi-Wan?
I will do what I must.
Then you will die.
Now, I will note here, this is a very interesting duel because this is not how traditionally Vader would fight. Vader is very like one-handed, powerful swings, not very flashy, not a lot of movement because of the suit. And I think this is Hayden Christensen inside the suit. If not, let me know in the comment section. But I do feel like Hayden is struggling here to do the lightsaber battle because of the suits and, you know, probably not being able to see out of it. But I do actually think it kind of works in the favor of the narrative just because this is a very unbalanced Vader. Not to say that, you know, because he is a Sith, he's not really truly balanced, but this is like Vader, a rare moment where we see Vader kind of just like not fully calculated. So I do think it kind of works. Again, I don't know if this is Hayden in the suit dueling though, so I'm not sure. But yeah. Now, I will say this. I feel like that moment right here when he does that like twirl into the jump, it's kind of corny. I feel like it was a little bit kind of cheesy. I don't know.
Your strength has returned, but the weakness still remains.
Again, I think this is Hayden in the suit talking as well, so I absolutely love the voice lines and the way it sounds. Rest in peace to Earl James, bro. Like, that's the GOAT. I do love the way he sounds. Obi-Wan does also not look as good as the prequels, which also makes sense because his inactivity as a Jedi. Which is, again, all the more reason as to why I think Vader should have won this fight.
And that is why you will always lose. Did you truly think that you could defeat me? You have failed, Master.
I don't know why he didn't confirm the kill here, but, you know. So, I'm going to talk over this scene while it's going on, but this scene right here is one of my least favorite scenes, I think, in all of Star Wars. When he lifts up the rocks, I just don't like it. You're going to see it here.
Admit your defeat. You cannot run or before Obi-Wan. You should reveal to you what you made me.
Is getting powered up from, you know, his memories or whatever. I think that was a nice scene right there. Now, this is the scene. It should be coming up right now, where he just launches all the rocks. Okay, so another scene that I'm also kind of just like, why did he do that? Like, why did he go boom and then behind the back? Like, why was that? Why did he do that? Right here, look. Why did he do that? He left himself so, mind you, Obi-Wan is the master of Sarisu. I believe that was the form. That was what the form was called. The master of the defensive form. Why would he do something as bold as that, especially in a life or death situation like this? I just don't like that scene. It just looks so, like, it looks like something you would see in Disney. If that makes sense. I hate this scene so much. Oh my god. This looks so cheesy. I don't know. It just looks so... Now, mind you, with all of the times that he struck Vader in his control panel with the end of his lightsaber, I don't know why he didn't just stab him and kill him right there. Mind you, the problem with this fight is that canonically, Vader has to lose, or Obi-Wan has to escape. You know, A New Hope, we have that scene where Obi-Wan and Vader do fight for the last time. I think knowing that kind of just contributes to like why I feel like this fight looks kind of lackluster. And again, I do think there are some cheesy moments. This fight felt a little bit forced, canonically, production-wise, and just everything. And that's another scene too, where it's kind of just like I just don't feel like I would see Obi-Wan doing this, some shit like that, man. And this is probably right here the best scene of the entire fight. Like I said, Vader should have won here. The lighting here, despite it being unintentional, is cool.
Anakin's gone. I am what remains.
I'm sorry for all of it.
I am not your failure, Obi-Wan.
That was really cool there. I think this is the best scene in the entire fight for sure.
You didn't kill Anakin Skywalker. I did.
Well, we're here to talk about Lightsaber Duels, so I'm not gonna let the rest of that play out. But I will say I don't understand. Like again, this fight just I think it would have been better as a vision, because they could have just went ham. They could have had Obi-Wan die. They could have had so many things here happen that wouldn't matter to the story that much. Because in episode 4, Vader says, "When I left you, I was the learner. Now I am the master." Now it doesn't make as much sense with this scene. I just think that it was forced as a way for Disney to give us Anakin and Vader and Obi-Wan again. It was nice seeing them on screen for sure. I think this is the best moment of the entire fight. But I just don't think the fight is that good, knowing that Vader has to lose and he shouldn't have lost. It's okay. I give it a 6.5 out of 10 lightsabers for sure. Finally, we're going to talk about the Acolyte. Not a great show. I didn't enjoy it that much. I was disappointed. But I heard the lightsaber duels are actually really good. Probably the best of Disney era. So we're gonna take a look at the fights, all of the fights from the show right now, and I'm just gonna see you know what all the hype is about the Acolyte fights. They were cool when I watched them, but maybe they might even be better now. So let's see. Episodes 1 through 8, all lightsaber duels. The Stranger versus the Jedi. Now that's cool right there. That's fire. I can't see too much because of like the camera angles and stuff, but it looks fine. It looks good right here. Also, I will say this. Shouts out to the Acolyte for making lightsabers feel like lightsabers. We see people here getting stabbed. We see people die. I think some limbs get chopped off in the series. But like, I will say in a long time, this has made lightsabers feel like lightsabers. The sequel didn't do a great job doing that. Reva gets stabbed. She comes back. She gets stabbed twice. Comes back. Sabine. Like there was a point in Star Wars where everybody would survive a lightsaber and it was just like a big baseball bat. Thank God that the director of the show actually had people die. Yeah, they were like, what the fuck? This is nice. I like this. I don't really have any complaints so far. It's nice. It's quick. People are dying. We're seeing people get stabbed. This is what a lightsaber duel. Yeah, nah, this is great so far. Honestly, that was great. I have no problems yet. Okay, Master Soul and the Stranger. It's very quick. I don't really see too many wasted movements and stuff like that, to be honest. Nah, so far this is all. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, hold on. The Acolyte actually might be cooking. This is actually, I actually really like this. I won't even lie. I don't have too many complaints. Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah. Okay, Jackie versus the Stranger. Nah, this looks great. She had another lightsaber, I think. Yeah. The Cortosis was shorting out the lightsaber. I will say that moment of them peeping the lightsaber was kind of like, eh, it was alright. That might be the only negative so far, to be honest. This looks really nice. So now, here's what I will say. The way that she was moving, the actor for Jackie doing that flurry, that speed is what we should have seen from Rosario Dawson. I don't even think many of these shots even connected, but like, she's a Padawan, fairs. But at the same time, like, it looked clean, it looked fast, I liked it. Lightsaber gets shot. Okay, Soul and Jackie. Don't know why she didn't just stab him there. That shit's so cool. I won't even lie to you. Just stab him! Stab him! Oh my gosh. Okay, I love seeing the martial arts, but stab him. You guys have lightsabers. Just kill him already. But it looks quick. I like it. It looks quick. I like it. Oh, and this is where we find out it's Khmer, and then... Oh my gosh. Okay, I love this scene. I do like this scene. We get to see a dark side user in live action be murderous. That triple stab right there, fucking beautiful. I will say, Acolyte might be peak lightsaber duels. Hold on. I love that. That's really good. I love that scene right there. That's really good. Ugh, we got her. Kalneka, Soul, and Torben. I like this. They're not trying to really fight him. He looks very like brawlic, like a Wookiee should look. Yeah, I love how aggressive it looks. Like, I feel like if we seen a Wookiee with a lightsaber, I feel like that's what it would look like, to be honest. Claws in the head and everything here. That was pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, that was pretty cool. I mean, they're not trying to hurt him. That's their friend. I think he was under some like witch mind control or something like that. So, no problem there. He's definitely moving slow and brolic. I do kind of like that from a Wookiee. I think the only other thing I have to say is I feel like we often see a thing carrying on with Disney era fights where Jedi will just have their lightsaber on the floor down and just try to like move like this. Not something I'm too fond of. I do think it kind of works here, but it's just an overall thing. But let's keep going. Round 2. Stranger in Soul. Nah, I like this. This is nice, dude. It's fast. It's quick. Like, you can feel the tension in this duel. I like it. That was nice, too. I don't know how many actually landed, but it looked cool. It looked flourished. This was nice to see, too. Like, not forgetting about force powers and stuff like that.
I will destroy you if I must.
Not if she gets you first.
Now, this was also really cool to see. A new type of lightsaber. Disarmed him. Very cool. Very nice to see. It is a very interesting thing to see Master Soul's use of like martial arts and lightsaber combat. Like I will say this again, I don't like the overall thing of seeing Jedi kind of dodge lightsabers with their body. Like in boxing and like martial arts, yeah, I could see that. But we're talking about like plasma swords here that's like, I don't know, I just don't feel like it's as practical in the sense of the battle. But you know, it's fine. That was cool to see. Using the force throws and stuff like that. Very nice, honestly. Very nice display of the force. I love the way Khmer moves. Kind of like a murder machine. Like he looks like he wants to kill. Very nice. Very nice, dude. Very interesting sound. What happens here? Oh, I think Khmer ends up losing that duel, actually. Okay, those were all of the Acolyte fights. I'm not gonna lie to you. As bad as the Acolyte show is, the lightsaber duels might be peak. They might be some of the best duels we've seen from Disney era Star Wars. I won't even lie to you. It looked really good. Like, that was really solid. But if you guys enjoyed this lightsaber kind of like review, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, man. That shit was cool, man. Peace.